So the two tasks that go together is split and stack. Split is when you have a column of data. So here is an example. A manager wants the report that shows the training classes that the employees have taken. So for each employee, you want which training class the employee has taken and when. So something like, so here is the record, okay, which is a table having the employee ID and the course the employee has taken and the date on which the employee has taken the course. Now you want to take this data, okay, and then you want to rearrange it with the name and the courses taken as a row. So you will have an immediate information about each person, what are the different courses that person has taken, instead of having to browse through the entire list. Okay. So that would be splitting the column. You take the column and split it in this fashion. So you have the employee and there are 3 courses. So when did the employee take those 3 courses? If you have a blank, that means that that employee did not take that class. Now, stacking, on the other hand, is the opposite. So you have columns of data, and this is more useful for statistical analysis, because the reports that you get normally would be a table like data file. Okay, so here we have the customers, okay, a single data store information that one entity is a single row with multiple columns for a given customer. Okay, so this is not in a very good format for statistical analysis. Okay. So what you want is a column-wise data where you have customer, month number, and sales. Customer, month number, and sales, instead of having customer and then several columns, one for each month. That would be like a pivoted table, and pivoted tables are not good for analysis purposes. So now you want to take that pivoted table and unpivot it. Okay. And then once you unpivot it, then it becomes useful for analysis purposes. So that is called stacking. You use transpose procedure. Okay, split and transpose. So these are the 2 things that we're going to do now. So employee training, and we want to split the column. So there are 3 questions that you have to ask. Okay, which column is being split? Okay, so here we want to split. Okay, let's look at the data. So here we have the course name, the employee ID, the course name, and the date. Okay, so right, you want to have 1 column for each course. Second question is, which column identifies the values being split? Okay. The value that we are splitting is the date. Okay, you want the date to be the value for each of those columns. Okay. And the third is which column groups the data, and these data are grouped by employee ID. So you go to Query Builder, no, not Query Builder, sorry. Go to Data and Split. It is split columns. Okay. Now the column to split is you want to take the date and put them in 3 different. So 1 column of date is going to be split into several columns, 1 for each course. Right. So you're going to split the course date. So move course date to column to split. The course identifier, okay, the value for the identifying column is this course name. Course name is what's going to be used to decide where to put the course date. So if a given course date is for a particular course, it goes under that particular column. Okay. Now group analysis by the employee ID is how it's going to be grouped, and along with employee ID we can bring in the name and job title of the employee. Okay, now you run. So now we have split the date into 3 columns. So one column of date is now in 3 different columns, and they are grouped by the name of the course. Okay. And once you have this output data, okay, you can now do whatever else that you want. So here, if you want to prepare a report, so you can do a list data report. In the list data, you're going to look at name, job title, and the 3 courses or the list variables, and we'll put employee ID, identifying label, and then you run, and we have a report. And of course you have to modify the names. So here, corporate training report. So this will be split course date, and we can give a name here for the output data. We can name this training dates split training date, or something like that. Okay, something that when you read you'll be able to recognize what it is. Okay. So now when I change the name, it got split. So what we have to do is to change the source, select input data, and change the input data to the same. So now we have we need to change the name here. It's already changed. Okay. Alright, so that is splitting. You take a column and split that column into several columns.